the energy of the very last week of February. Isn't this year going so fast already? Because we're about to enter our third month. But before we do that, this week really has a sense of, on some way, it actually feels like a bit of a closing of old chapters. No, it's not actually a very stark, oh my God, it's endings and beginnings. No, it's not that kind of energy that we feel sometimes. This is different. What it feels like to me is that we've been in a sort of actually the angel said it's just like being under a spell of some sort, right? An enchantment. So if you've been feeling that kind of the intuition and the dream world and being more in the sort of mythological, mystical spheres of knowing and being, where you're floating around in the universe or in your mind or through your intuition, that period is slowly beginning to close off, but it's still open, and there'll definitely be open doorways in and out, coming in and out for the rest of this week, particularly as we have our grand finale of the Leap Day on the 29th, our extra bonus day that we have this year. So all of you that complain that you got no time and there's never enough time, well, we get an extra day this year. But anyway, so I've made a whole video on leap day or leap year energy. More so, it's about the leap day. So do have a look at that. It's the last video before this one. And I'll pop a link below the video. But what I'm feeling here with this fluidity of this very watery energy that I've spoke about in my last video, that was about half an hour long, so I hope you had a chance to listen to it. If not, you might want to listen to it, or again, just to get that sense of this sort of intuitive watery energy, especially that we've been moving through, but particularly because last week just closed off with a Pisces new moon, and now we're starting this new week on Monday, on the, what's that expression people say, on the tail end of that. But it is like a bit of a kick start. So I feel, especially at the beginning of the week, again, that feeling of sort of motivation and a bit of clarity arising. Though at the same time, I do get a sense of some fogginess for some people. Okay, so we will be moving in and out of various sort of feelings, and it is still a time of heightened intuition. Look out for pockets or moments of intuition, deja vu, heightened dreams especially as well during the week. And really do see what, how do you feel? What's happening on Leap Day for you? Are you receiving downloads? Have your ears been a bit more activated with frequency sounds, that kind of thing? Do you just feel more reflective, more like really thinking about things or feelings or plans? Because this year there is a lot of focus on your plans and your goals and your visions. So this particular week, I feel that there's visions birthing, arising, having a rethink, going over, rehashing some things, but at the same time, a sense of wanting to get something started or finalized perhaps, or working on something on some level. There is a feeling of, yes, still be patient. You're on the right track. What you're thinking of doing, a change you want to make, but have patience and, really utilize your sense of vision and knowing in your intuition, your wisdom, really lean into your higher wisdom to allow those dreams to birth and come into reality when the time is right down the track. But it's like, what it feels like is there's an opening, a pocket of energy where you can allow that to birth now, and you can and that pocket of energy kind of connects in a quantum way to the final end result, which is in action springing forth. And if we don't think about time as being linear, which I've spoken about recently as well, we think of it as being non-linear, and therefore everything occurring at the same time. So it's like a deja vu where, but in this case, it's a knowing of something that will result in something all in the same time moment, but we don't see it yet because we do feel like we're experiencing life in a linear timeline way. So outside of all of that weird quantum stuff, I feel like with your relationships, there'll be some interesting possible changes or different there might be some lightness and some frivolity and fun, and then there might be some tension or combustive type energy, maybe like stupid arguments or whatever. Just pay attention to what's happening. Is your relationship, I have talked about relationships for earlier in Feb too, so that and all the changes that have been happening from January and so on, but just notice the little nuances, let's just put it that way, this week, whether they're cutisms or frustrations, keeping in mind too, obviously we're in the Mercury retrograde time, so miscommunications is also possible too, or confusions, delays, that kind of thing, but just notice what pops up in your relationships this week. Otherwise, apart from that, it's all about you and your reflecting on things and your intuition. It does feel like for some of you though, it's like you're carrying someone along, that you are ahead of the game. You are like your light switch is on, activated, or that you do resonate on some level as being a light worker of some type, in that, just to keep it very simple and pure, that it's you have your own light and your own vision and knowing, and really are in tune with the other side on some level and your soul purpose, and you're carting someone along who might be a little bit reluctant. Perhaps, for example, it's a partner who's a bit behind you, or a bit stubborn, holding back, or sitting on some stuff, right? Sitting on whatever that might be, and you're trying to ride your bicycle forward, but you have to cart this stubborn old mule along with you. So, for other people, it might be, for example, a child, and you feel like there might be an issue that's not quite resolved, or whatever it might be for you, or something else. But I feel that will resonate with some people. And also for some of us, yes, we have that deep sense that we are soul-oriented, and there's so much more about who we are and why we're here. And in this lifetime in general, it's been very difficult for us, especially in recent years, because of all the energy shifts. And, as our light's been growing, then the darkness has been pushing back and making things difficult for us. So I want to say, moving away from all that, let's peel back those layers, peel back the darkness. Don't be afraid to look into your shadows, anything that might be fogging your vision or getting in the way. Really peeling back those layers to come back to you, the purity of you, just like you as that pure baby being born, all innocent. And that's who you truly are, just a bigger, older version. And we do have maturity that we can access at the moment, and a higher wisdom. So it's just about breathing into that, peeling back, stepping back, and really embracing that higher energy that is there for us, the hopes, the dreams, the visions. But we're moving away from that old sense of, those of you who've been sort of growing your spirituality and learning about personal development in the last decade or whatever, and you might have been frustrated with certain things, such as the whole concepts of manifestation or affirmations or things like that. And perhaps it's been difficult to actually 100% manifest things or have life turn out as you would like, because of all the things that get in the way. And more so that the angels are saying right now, sometimes also, yes, there's many, many outside factors, 110%. At the same time, sometimes we get in our own way too. And a big thing about this year is to step out of getting in your own way, or having other people or other things in your way, peeling back those layers to come back to yourself and what you truly want, who you are, and what you came here to do and be. And that is, there's so much truth in that if we move beyond the difficulties and the challenges. So hopefully you'll feel that extra energy being given to us, that little boost that we have at the beginning of this week, or whenever that happens for you, so that you can really make use of that, but also step into more of your power and your confidence. Your mind might be working overtime with lots of thoughts. So, keep yourself busy where it is something that is productive and helpful for you. But if your mind is going the other end of that monkey mind spectrum, then try to ease that out through breathing and calming exercises. You might actually realize, if you really look deeply into it, when you're feeling calm and reflective, that you're changing or things are happening at a much more rapid pace than what we feel like it is, because we might feel it more on the spectrum of pause, delay, and needing that patience. But actually things are, the wheels are moving, they're saying. So keep focusing on what it is you want to do, what it is that you really want, and just wipe away all the other things and focus on that. That will be your key for this week, outside of anything else I might have mentioned. And trust yourself, because as I say that, I do feel some of my solar plexus, the stomach area, clenching a little bit. So notice that, is there someone or something, or a number of someones and some things holding you back on some level, making you feel that you are not good enough, or that you should be, that big old word, should be doing this, being this. And it's something that doesn't sit comfortably with you, and it's time now to look at, okay, I want to close all those old chapters behind me, and now it's about what I truly want to do. And I see that as you having an open book, and the book is either blank pages, but it's very sacred, and it's because you're birthing into something that's creating, or it's a book that you've already been working on, and to sit on that and to birth that further through your own creative and intuitive processing. But the key again is just being from your higher self's perspective, and embracing the truth and the wisdom and all that is true, high and light in the world. Be open to seeing things from a different point of view or a higher perspective, that kind of overarching bird's eye view that encompasses all that is, and that is a perspective that's more in alignment of the energies that are current, but also for this year, and that notion of expansion, not just for yourself personally, but then that really does blend in, and it does affect or activate all of Earth's awakening and opening and evolving on a higher level. The more that we focus on all the bad stuff, the less we're going to see that, and we are going to be in that more lower density energy. Sometimes, if you've been hearing a lot of that sort of thing over the years, it does become a bit old and annoying. I'm really it's really just coming up fresh at the moment in a new way according to current energies, and there really is so much truth in that. So see what activates in you today from the messages, and also have a look at that word acceptance, and see where that takes you as well. So be prepared to accept something if you have been feeling some kinds of blocks or challenges. That would be more for you, but it depends on each person listening. And also I want to say an evolving awareness. Also, one little side thing that did pop up for today is a dog. So it will be a message for someone out there, or a few of you with a dog, and more so someone with a dog who is unwell, or a hello from heaven. So just a little doggy pop in and just to brush away any sadness. And let's offer some healing for anybody that's feeling a bit of grief or anxiety or sadness. So just take a moment now. And we're just asking the angels and just assisting in sending you some energy. You might be able to hear the birds in the background. Sending extra boost of love energy. And as that car drives past, it's a reminder of, for me, that leap year boost of energy coming to you. So let's just give you a little blast here of accelerating energy, because that's just what came up then. Good. Okay. All right, let me know how that goes. If you have any comments, questions, how did that energy feel for you? So pop a note under the video. I'll get in touch in some way. Lots of love, and I'll talk soon about March. Okay, bye guys.